Before we get into today's video, you must do your own due diligence. I am not a financial advisor. Please take today's video as entertainment only.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.
What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy or Sell. I hope, of course, you are all well. Today's video is an update video on a stock that I've covered many times on this channel. It was actually one of my first picks sort of about 4 odd months ago when I started it. Iconic Labs. Icon is the ticker symbol, and you know all about Iconic Labs if you've checked out my other videos. It's been one hell of a roller coaster, guys. Up and down and right, every way but the right way, guys, to be honest with you. It's been a horror show. Started off, the foundations looked great. Good stuff in the pipeline, good directors, promising new contracts, and then it just went straight down the bumpy road to Gape Town, guys, and that's where it ended up. We all ended up gaped out on it, and it's heartbreaking because I really had good high hopes for it. But I kept an eye on it, kept you updated, bit of news, bit of detail. Last video, I jumped back in because things had changed, guys, and I like the way the foundations are. Now we've got the update on the financials, which is what the purpose of this video is. So I thought we'll just dive straight in, guys, without any further ado. Okay, guys, so if we just go on to proactive here, we can see Iconic Labs reports interims as new CEO looks to draw a line under the past business. For the 6 months of December 31st, the company restored a pre-loss of 934,000, while revenues increased to 496,000 from 2,500. So that is one hell of a good rise of an increase, guys. Really is. That's incredible. You know, it's not very often you're going to see statements like that. Iconic Labs has delivered its half-year results as the company's new chief executive looked to draw a line under the past business. He went on to say it has been challenging assembling these accounts given the circumstances surrounding the departures of previous executives, directors, and most of the personnel, coupled with the lack of any formal handover from them. As I said at the start, guys, these guys were literally just dumped, and then the new guys straight in. My predecessor, Sarah D, the then non-executive director, Stephen Barrell, did a commendable job beginning the process of determining what had taken place at Iconic Labs during the last 6 months of 2020. I again thank them for their work and assistance in facilitating my transition and the transition of the new board of directors into the company. For the 6 months to December 31st, the company reported a pre-loss tax of 934,000 compared to 762,000 the loss the previous year, while revenues increased 486,000 from 2,500. So that's incredible. Let's just think about this, okay? So the company's not making money. That's been what it was. That is what it is, okay? But yes, on the face of it, it looks to have went up just shy of 200 grand. But the profit, the revenues, the money that they're bringing in has went from 2.5 to 496. So if you just even take it at a very high level, this is positive, guys. This is good news. This is a better situation. Yes, losses are higher, but revenue's much higher. So if you actually look at the net, guys, they're doing better this time than what they were. Looking ahead, Taylor said, from today, the firm plans to assemble a new portfolio of cutting-edge media, data, information, internet, security, and technology companies that it is active discussions with several companies. Ooh, I can smell a treat. The CEO also added that the company has also sound financing in place thanks to its 2020 financing facility with the European High Growth Opportunities Scrutinization Fund. All stuff that I talked about in previous video. As I said, they're able to get more funding and everything, so more finance means more opportunities, means more investment. Today I would like to draw a hard line between the past and the future of Iconic Labs, and again with Taylor literally just saying he would like to draw a line. It's out with the old, in with the new. I'm excited, guys. It only takes one contract and this thing will get going. So if we just look into this 6 month statement a bit more in detail here, we're going to Iconic Labs website and we can have a look at it. So Iconic Labs increased its 6 months revenues to 496 compared to the 107,000 from the 12-month period ending 30th of June 2020, mainly providing management services business partners. Unfortunately, losses also increased to 934 in the 6 month period compared to the 848 loss recorded for the 6 month period ending the 31st of December 2019. The operating costs substantially outweighed the revenues, mainly due to spending consulting, legal and professional fees, resulting in a loss for the period. So they go on then to say here that most of the business came from the Greencastle deal, which obviously, as I said, that was a key thing. That's why I was invested in them. So it's unfortunate that has left them of note. When the previous executives, directors, and most of the personnel left Iconic Labs, they began working for the Greencastle entities. As such, Iconic Labs is now in pillar position with significant revenues from generating through management service fees charged to the Greencastle entities. Those fees are still outstanding to Iconic Labs, but the previous Iconic Labs team under which those fees were generated now work for the Greencastle entities. The term loan provided to Greencastle is also outstanding as the date of these 6 months accounts. So if they had had that, they would have had money coming in. That is outstanding. Previous video, we talked about the Greencastle thing. But just to summarise, as mentioned in our previous releases, Iconic Labs has delivered a pre-claim letters alleging a number of serious wrongdoings, including breaches of duty and unlawful means conspiracy against certain executives, directors, consultants, and affiliated entities who were the company in 2020, including so far Greencastle entities, and they've actually gone on to name them, which is a wee bit... We have engaged legal and forensic experts to conduct a thorough investigation and assist in pursuing these matters, and will ensure the market is appreciated developments along these fronts. So that's going to be breaking. That's going to be a huge catalyst if they can win that. Greencastle acquisition has also served the statutory demand on Iconic Labs for $58,500, which is alleged to be comprised of various sums assigned by former executive team, consultants and employees of the company, less amount owed by Greencastle entities to Iconic, including the $1 million term loan outstanding management service fees. We are in the process of ascertaining the business of this claim. While our review is not yet complete, based on the information currently available, we have determined that the claim lacks substance and merit. As such, our board of directors has decided to disclose this claim by recognising it is contingent liability in these accounts. Okay, so that's a bit of an update there on that. That's good. That's good. He goes on to say shareholders deserve more, and assurance that the past was dealt with. They deserve a vision for the future. Towards those ends, beginning today, Iconic Labs plans to assemble a new portfolio. He goes on to list all them again. So he goes on then just to say that the company expects to receive $250,000 within the next couple of days, which is good. So he says following that $250,000, there remains $2.5 million for Iconic Labs to draw upon, noting that the conversion of any notes and warrants issued in the future drawdowns will be subject to Iconic Labs' then existing corporate authorities. And he goes on just to say what we talked about in the last video, that the EHGOSF will stand by them in any way. Iconic Labs is also in discussions with respect of a new finance facility of the amount of $50 million, which is they've also committed to consider. So big. Just a note there, he does say Iconic Labs remains a growing concern. It's high risk, we know this though. If you guys have ever heard of Reuters, of course you have, guys, the biggest financial news outlet in the world, and I've been fortunate enough to do 2 articles with these guys. Go in the description below and you can read those articles. They are a good read. While you're there, you'll also see links to free trade. You and I both get a free share up to £200 by just clicking the link. If you're thinking of joining the stock dream, get on it. There's your free commission platform. If you're looking for diversity, I have 5 brokers. You might as well also click on that, open up free trade and get a free share up to £200. What have you to lose, eh? And while you're down there as well, you can also see a link to Binance. Now, I've started my crypto journey the last couple of months, and Binance is to me my favorite platform out of all of them. I've only tried 3 of them, but that is my favorite one, and it's because it's virtually no fees. Now, with the link below that I am giving you can get 10% off, guys. So if you deposited £1,000, you would get £100 of that for free, guys, and obviously more the merrier. So worth checking out all those good stuff. Also get me on Instagram, BHSDMV, and lastly, guys, the Twitter poll for this week's video is now live. I used to do them on Twitter, but now I'm doing them on YouTube. I've unlocked this community tab where you can do voting, so go on, check it out, cast your vote, guys, get involved. So we'll have a look at then the statement here. You can see compared to last year, there was 79 grand in the hole, 496 in the positive. Admin expenses just went up massively, but I kind of expect that with all the crap that they've had to deal with. There's probably all that bundled into the mess as well. So the intangible assets have came down, but the property, plant and equipment has went up, but they're about the same. And you can see here they are with all the loan notes and stuff and different bits and bobs all in it. They are financially better with their assets than what they were, considerably better by about 1.5 million. Shareholders equity, share capital premium, all that, retained deficit, it's dire, it's got worse, guys. So the loans and the borrowing and trade and others payable, all of that has increased. As much as I like for companies to be getting loans and stuff to be able to invest in themselves, we definitely need to see what they are buying or what they're going to be able to do with this money, because debt and loans is all good and props things up, but it needs repaid. So they need to be bringing in something to be able to repay that and make money. So, you know, you just have to bear that in mind. And then there's more of the share stuff, which we've talked about in all the different videos. So there's no point going over that. We know there's a bit of dilution going on. So if we go down here, you can see the financial liabilities. You know, it's got worse, which isn't obviously good. It's considerably worse. But again, with a lot of that being money that they can use to invest, you've just got to hope that they're going to do the right things. And that's what I'm saying. You know, this is high risk. It always was high risk. You've got to try and strip out some of the positives. On sadder news though, Big Brandy, Teddy Bread. No, he's not Teddy Bread. Jesus, he's not. He's not Teddy Bread. He's gone though, and that's sad. He was there for a while. He was director. He stepped down. It's effective immediately, and they're seeking a replacement. I've tried to do a bit of digging to get an understanding into why that is, why Brandy's gone, but no, can't find anything. Does anybody know anything? Please leave it in the comments. I'd be interested to know. Well, guys, that's the video. Firstly, I just want to say, have you noticed the difference? The quality in the camera? I got a new camera, guys. You know, I hope you've been enjoying it because I think it's brilliant. I'm so happy. The crappy webcam thing that I was using before was just dire. Obviously, I started off on a budget. I'm thinking about maybe even doing a YouTube video just to show you how I've kind of done this YouTube journey so far. If you think that's something of interest, let me know. But pretty much what I'm trying to do is just, you know, add to it as it grows. Once I got to 1,000 subscribers, I kind of felt like I'm officially a YouTuber. I baptized, and I kind of thought, yeah, let's just invest a wee bit more money. And I'm actually in the process now of looking into doing a new studio, green screen, the whole shebang, because this room is just too large. There's a whole upstairs to this bit, and it's just open and echoey. So anyway, I'm not going into too much more of that, but that's what I'm going to try and do down the road. Iconic Labs though, guys, we talked about it in previous video. The landscape, the foundations are set. I don't think any of that's changed. We've seen good profits that have come in. We'll have a bit of an understanding as to why that is though, but still it's positive enough. The financials, you know, with pros and cons to it. We'll not say no more about it. The foundations are still there. I'm still invested. I still think that there is a real possibility of a good catalyst to get this thing and that is a real possibility, guys. So I'm in. Are you in? Leave your comments and let me know. One big bit of news or one big contract this thing will go. I'm fairly confident of that. And OTT, all the guys that are involved now with the Iconic, they've definitely got an invested interest. So I believe they can do it. So we'll definitely watch this space. Hit the subscribe button, hit the alert button. I'll keep you up to date, of course. And until next time, get me on Instagram, BHSDMV. Peace.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.